episodes.
Look at the Jets fans coming out of the woodwork again. Finally feel a little pride wearing that jersey. Yeah.
Damn, I felt pride fucking 4 months ago.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did,
Stop
asshole.
lying to yourself.
I wore the jersey on the pod, dumbass.
Oh, he does have receipts.
Let's not forget who had a paper bag over his face during the
That's
podcast,
fine. I still
asshole.
wore the jersey.
And he was
That's
still wearing the
worse.
jersey.
No.
You had the plastic bag on with the jersey on.
Paper.
Same shit. It
No.
might as well have been plastic bag.
No. Those are
It was
dangerous.
Yeah, when you cut holes in them where your mouth is, it's still dangerous.
Yep.
All right.
I think we have some
Good lord.
business to take care of before
Oh,
we
we
get
do.
started.
No, I'm not
Yep.
taking that. That's
You gotta
the
do
whole
one.
thing.
As you can see right by Kanata's hand, there is a can of Bean Boozled beans. Bryce, for undisclosed reasons on this podcast, because there is now a podcast that is undisclosed because of you not showing up.
Bro.
So the reason isn't really undisclosed anymore. But you now have
That
the
was just
bean.
way too fucking confusing. God damn,
That's what
my
it's
brain's in a
meant to be.
blender right now.
Bryce made us miss a podcast, so now
But I didn't because there was going to be no recording.
yeah, there was going to be a
There was gonna
recording
be
if you
recording if you
showed up.
fucking were there.
So if I miss, I can't miss, technically, is what you're saying.
Oh, you can miss, but it's
But
also
have a
No, because
decent
every time I
reason.
miss, I get a fucking bean.
When is the last time you had a bean?
Last season, luckily.
Whoa, how long ago was that?
It felt like 25 years or something.
Fuck, you know, that's another bean.
Nah, bro. You see the fucking...
So then just take your one and dip.
It's either all right,
Booger brain,
Don't dip.
bro.
or you could do this one.
I don't want to.
What are the two flavors? Well, what's the flavor you're taking?
He's got an option between booger or pear.
I don't
Ooh.
even like pear. This is the worst.
So why are you
This is
taking
So
that
then
one?
take cappuccino or stink bug.
cappuccinos?
Cappuccino's actually good.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I don't want to stink bug. No.
So then just take...
Oh,
He already did.
tell me you didn't. Yeah. So what is it? That's not going to be close enough. What? No, that's cheating. What was the flavor you got?
It's definitely booger.
Yeah.
No. You swallow them involuntarily anyway, so. Oh, idea. Oscar gets fired. We invite him onto the pod and give him the whole can of
He's
beans.
just got to eat the rest of the beans.
Every performance that he muffed, it's a bean.
I don't even want to see that man's face in this room
He made it out.
somehow.
Made it out the other side. There we go. All right. Well, you know who didn't make it out the other side? Fucking Orlando City.
No.
Another home loss, and this one was an abysmal performance.
What Bryce, you said two seasons in a row now that we've got swept by DC?
Pretty sure it's been 3.
3 seasons.
3
I
seasons
think
in a
so,
row.
yeah.
I think we've been swept.
That's okay. Yeah.
Sounds right.
And how does that line up with Oscar's tenure exactly? If you could enlighten me.
3 years?
We're still in the rebuilding phase. We've got a group together.
got to gel.
We've got to gel.
Give him time.
You're right. You're right.
Give him time.
Just keep.
Trust the process.
Yep. Just got to keep trusting the process. It's gelling period. If we don't get out the other side of this gelling period, we'll never know how good we could be. We just got to keep taking
Loss.
3-0 loss or 3-1 losses up the ass at home in front of fans because we're gelling. You know what I mean?
With no improvement.
No, there's no signs of improvement. It's gelling. Dave said it. You know,
We just got to gel, right?
Just-
It's only been, what,
4 months.
2-3 months since the start of the season?
Oh, and in that time, how many home wins do we have?
1. But we still got to gel, right?
You got
There's a process that happens when you bring in a lot of new players and a new coach where you need time to gel with all of them.
right.
Obviously, Oscar hasn't had enough time with people like Mo, Antonio, Pedro.
Robin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they need time to get reacquainted along with the new pieces we've added this offseason. So who knows? It could take anywhere from another like 2 to 3 months to another like 2 to 3 decades.
Yeah. You know,
You just got to trust the process.
yeah, Robin Johnson just broke our
All-time caps.
all-time caps. And he
All-
still needs time to gel.
All under
so.
one manager, but gotta gel. Gotta understand what's going on.
Was he?
No, he was.
He was here.
He was
before
here.
Oscar.
Oh, my bad. I
think,
thought he was
right?
brought. I thought he was part of that Oscar regime
He
that
was-
got brought in.
He was
I think
brought
he was
in
brought
the
in
summer of
season before he came
19,
in.
I think.
Okay. So, my mistake.
But-
So, yeah, playing for two managers in your career, it's tough. You know what I mean? It takes time. You gotta, like Dave says, trust the process, man. I mean, clearly, we gotta, like you said, not enough time together. New players, new managers. I mean, St. Louis is going through the same thing. I mean,
Yeah, expansion team. They're having a rough this season, aren't they?
It's you got to trust the process, I guess. You know what I mean?
Here's the way to look at it, right? We're already at rock bottom, so the only way to go is up.
No, you can keep going through the bottom of the rock.
You can be Graham Potter's Chelsea.
I was gonna say, I mean, yes, except we've given ourselves a pickaxe, so we're rock bottom, and we've thrown a pickaxe down there and a jackhammer. So we're like, let's see if we can keep digging.
We'll hit rock bottom, but then are we going to try to fight our way back up?
Oh, no. We have hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Where we've now called in the extra tools. We brought in the power tools. We're gonna keep trying to go deeper.
We've hit the sea floor. Now it's time to start digging to the core of the earth.
Yep. Let's see. I mean, if we release the core of the earth, then obviously, we're gonna be able to perform. That's all that energy and that fire is gonna come out of us. So maybe that's just what it takes, is just to keep getting our asses kicked.
I thought
At home.
I thought you just got to China. Maybe we could recruit a new coach from there if we just keep digging and digging and digging.
Maybe that's what Oscar's doing, is he's just trying to learn Chinese because he knows that's where he's the only place he's ever gonna manage again.
Maybe too high of a level, to be fair. I think they expect a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, clearly
It's
that's-
fucking
no, 'cause
poor.
our club
It's
is a
so
joke
bad.
now.
Yeah, it's
Mate, we've got one win in 2 months
At home, yeah.
at home.
We're the worst
How many
team in
games?
the
That's
East
what,
at home.
5 games at home
We
we've
are
had?
1-1-3 at home. 3 goals for, 7 goals against. So our last 4 matches, we've had a draw at home and 3 losses.
Can I just
Plus Tigres is a draw too. So
wow, fan-fucking-tastic.
It's been exactly 2 months since we've seen a home win, which was a 1-0 win against
Red
Red
Bulls.
Bulls.
Red Bulls.
Red Bulls off of a fucking pen.
And we should have lost probably 3-4.
Yep.
to
Played
1.
horrifically that game, that match.
Playing at a place that used to be nicknamed the Purple Palace. It feels like not a ghost town, but like it's so depressing being there now.
And we are losing the casual fan again. I am seeing, post after post from, some of our loyal Orlando City fans taking their friends, taking their family and stuff like that. And their friends and family literally being like, don't ask me to come anymore. It's just not fun. Like, a spouse of somebody literally was like, I'd rather just not go to the games because it's miserable, boring to watch, not fun.
Exactly. Like, why would you waste, let's say, $30 and 2 hours of your time to see them lose? Like, let's be real. It's not even like we have a hope at drawing at this point. It just feels like everything's a loss.
I think if I wasn't in the position that I'm in, being a season ticket member and doing this with you guys, the only reason I'd go to the match is if somebody invited me and they had the West Club ticket.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'll go sit in there. And if I knew that we were this shit, I would just sit in there, sit at the bar, have a couple of drinks, eat the food, enjoy, just sit inside. That's all I would do. I wouldn't even go out to watch a match. It's just so terrible. Yeah, I'm over it. I don't know what is like. What else do you have to see if you're a person out there that is still Oscar in?
Mm.
What
Can
what more
you,
do you need to see?
Yeah, can you drop and it's not even like being like degrading and trying to like talk shit and stuff like that. I just want to know what the thought process is, for still having. It's like, is it just because we have a lot of season left to play? You know what I mean? Is that what people are just hoping that we're going to turn the corner, like forgetting how bad we are in the summer? You know, like we need every point we can get now because we are going to drop points in the summer because the heat is unbearable.
But you say the heat is unbearable, but shouldn't that be an advantage for us because we're used to it down here? Then if you have like
Yes and
Montreal
no,
come down,
because
then they're not used to it.
if you're training in the heat 24/7,
It's tiring.
it's just gonna wear on you, and
Yep.
after a certain amount of time, it's just your body's gonna just kind of give up.
Get something indoor. The
That'd be
MILFs
fucking
could-
nice.
MILFs put a little roof over. What's it called? Australia Heritage?
Retractable roof.
Yeah.
Not even retractable, just a roof. It's-
Over a training facility, you know,
Yeah.
to
Oh, I was
be
gonna
able
say
to.
over Exploria. Imagine a retractable roof.
That'd be nice, but
Okay.
we gotta win games first before they fucking do anything. All right, I don't know. I mean, I left. I'll admit it. I left. I left when we conceded the second goal. Third.
You left with me in the 62nd, 63rd.
No, I thought it was a second.
I think it was the second.
I left in the sixth. No, I left in the. Was it the second? I swear it was
no,
the
I
60th.
think it was the second goal.
They I swear to God, they scored a third when you weren't there.
I think we were
Because I
walking-
left after the third. I'm pretty sure to
Yeah.
go help set up.
We were walking to the car, and I feel like I remember hearing. I'd like, and I'm not gonna hear it from anybody questioning how I feel about this club and my commitment to this club and being a fair weather fan, any of that shit. When I come in here and dedicate all my time to do this shit, like that's just unquestioned. So everybody has a right to express how they feel, and if leaving early is how you want to do it, then so be it. You know what I mean? Like they have to see the pain. You have to visibly see what's going on, in my opinion. You know, the owners can see what they want to see and feel how they want to feel, but until they start seeing their stadium empty out, you know what I mean?
It's not even you. Like I walked out there 76th, I think, after I went to the bathroom.
You didn't leave right after the third goal?
No, I was like, I'm gonna leave after the 75th or whatever it was.
Gotcha. Heard.
It looked like the full time whistle was blown. Like there were a good amount of people leaving the stadium, so it's not just one or two people. There's a good amount of people that are frustrated with the performance that won't sit through a whole game. It's just not good enough at this point.
Our good friend Taylor over Orlando City, UK, said it really well, I think, after the game. And in years past, like when we've conceded and we've gone down, we've gone down. You know, it's not like we've lost all hope. This year, every time we've conceded or we've gone down in a game, it feels like a mountain that we have to climb.
You know we're probably not going to score.
It's just like as soon as we concede, it's like, well, there it goes.
we go again.
That's the game because we're over here hoping that we're going to score maybe one goal a game.
Statistically, probably the worst offense in the league at this point.
I think the only people behind us are SKC
At least
and,
one of the
and
worst.
Galaxy. Yeah.
There's another team in the West that's pretty bad.
Montreal's terrible too.
Colorado is pretty bad. 0-3-1 at home.
How many
Yeah.
goals
Oh.
we scored at home
SKC scored one. We scored 3 at home.
in 6 games, 7 games?
5 games.
Yeah.
Well, we scored 4 at home if you include Tigres.
Heard. Not good enough.
Shout out to the boy Kevin show out there for continuing to do watch-alongs week after week with that shit because we're bad, but they are abysmal.
Way to knock them down another rung.
He knows. He knows. Man just won the World Cup. Let him let him sit through a shit MLS season.
They sat through many. Well, according to FootMob, somehow we're ranked 16th at home. Or is this still home? Yeah. In the Supporters Shield, we are 16th in home matches. There's a bunch of teams out there. Well, Montreal and Miami have 2 wins at home. Portland has 2 wins at home. Salt Lake has 2 wins at home. Vancouver has 2 wins at home, and they're below us.
So we're still in the bottom half
Yes.
against teams that were like who we've lost to on there have probably been below us,
DC.
regardless of home away. Teams that are worse than us.
DC, Charlotte,
Nashville is a
Nashville.
tough
ahead,
team. Fair.
but-
Charlotte, we should beat. DC, we should beat. Cincinnati, a draw, 0-0 draw. That was just a horrific game. And then we should be beating Red Bulls. So,
So talking points that are going around that we are just going to try to touch on. Obviously, no answers that we have, but maybe just thoughts. What's the problem with us at home?
Oscar.
Why can't we get points at home?
I got you. Oscar goes into games. He goes into games not to win games, but not to lose games.
He plays for the
Like
draw.
his tactics, you see it within the first 5-10 minutes of him playing. He goes into games not to lose. He doesn't want to lose at home, but him not going for wins at home is what's costing us because we don't know what to do. Say if and when we go down.
You know, that might have been the best thing you've said on this fucking podcast. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey.
Thanks.
Like
the boogers.
the booger is helping you.
Boogers gave me a fucking headache.
I think you're spot on with that. It's the way we play, in my opinion. The defensive mindedness, the try to sit and break
Mm-hmm.
aspect of it. Like we said it earlier on in the season. I said it at least earlier on in the season. The worst teams in this league can score against the best teams in this league. So you have to be able to score goals. You have to play attacking minded football because sitting back and defending is not going to work in the modern MLS era. So when
Yeah.
teams come here and take the fight to us, I feel like it throws them off, completely throws them off because he expects
we
teams
start the game on the back foot.
I feel like he expects teams to come here and they're on the road, so they're going to feel their way into the game. And he thinks that we're going to have that opportunity to feel our way into the game. And it's just like, I don't know. We've been calling for it for 2 years now. Just come out the gates and step on somebody's throat, man. Just once. Just fucking once.
I want to say there was a match in which that did happen this season. There was a goal that we scored, but then it was called offside within like the first 6 minutes. I can't remember.
Was that the preseason?
No. Definitely wasn't
We
preseason.
gotta dig into fucking preseason to find that.
who
That's
else-
terrible.
Was it Nashville? Trying to find it, see if it's just on.
For
Football.
what? I missed that.
There was a game. He was saying that we just need to come out and step on somebody's throats at the beginning of the game, and just kind of come out and attack. And there was a goal that was scored 6 minutes in, but it was called off, or there was a foul in the
The
build-up
Revs
or
game?
something. The Revs
The
game?
preseason?
Was it really? Was it really the preseason?
I think it
Probably,
was
think
the Reds
so.
game. I really do.
'Cause remember, we started that game out pretty well.
There's no way.
So
We have a -2 goal differential, and that's just fucking poor.
probably going to get some hate for saying this.
Oh.
Mauricio probably should not have been re-signed.
What's his
Yeah.
current deal?
It's a 1 year.
He's
Uh,
what?
he
the
could
whole
be.
fucking damn, bam, slam, thank you, ma'am deals piss me off, bro. Okay, so he's on the top one before he's a DP. All last season, I wanted us to sign a DP number 10.
Yep.
If we weren't gonna do that, we were gonna sign Ojeda as a DP. I'm fine with that. But then you have another guy like Mauricio making way too much money for the production he's doing on the field. So if we could have even brought in a Gam or whatever,
it is,
Tam,
yeah.
number 10, that would have probably been more beneficial than us re-signing him, regardless.
Yeah, so I feel like we have two better options on our team already, in Dagger Dan and Felipe. But they're not getting the minutes because he's our captain, you know what I mean? And I get, all the stuff he's done for the club and the leadership and all that stuff. It's huge, and we appreciate that. But I don't know, man. I feel like it's getting said a lot right now with the Oscar saga and everything like that. I support the club. I support the badge. You know what I mean? I don't support I support you while you wear my badge and stuff like that. But I'm also a realist and understand when it's time, it's time. And he's just too old, too slow, not doing enough for us on the pitch to be given caps over and over and over and over and over. It's like, all right, he wasn't doing anything in the 10. Let's move him to the 8. He was productive there for a little bit, but now he's not being productive in the 8 role. So let's try moving him back to the 10. No.
I feel like that might just be a tactical thing because, like, there's no fluidity in the midfield. It's so rigid. There's no, like, Mo doesn't drop back to receive a ball. Like, there's no rotation in it. Same thing with our front line. I feel like that's a problem that boils down to Oscar. Like, you see good teams, at least in the Premier League, they have a fluid midfield. They have someone who will drop in, someone who will check up. Like, people will move into different spaces where we don't have that. Like, you'll never really see Caesar so much go, like, up, down, side to side.
Well, Caesar's not that kind of player. He's way more defensive. But, I agree with what you're saying. Having a fluid midfield is kind of necessary at this point in football.
Integral. Yeah.
Yeah, you get Dagger Dan in there. I think Felipe can move more than Caesar. I think Caesar's just way more defensive-minded. I mean, if we could find someone else to hit that 8 role that could be in the triangle midfield that could move around, and as long as they're not under Oscar Pereira, then we'd have a better midfield.
Like, very rarely do you see, like, let's say if Dan plays that right center mid spot, you'll never see him on the left side at all. Like, they're so stuck in their positions, there's nothing for them to do.
Go ahead.
So throwing it back to your captain point of, like, Mauricio. He's our captain, so he should be playing for us, right? He doesn't even do that much on the field when he's the captain. Like, you'll never see him yelling at players, like, this is what you need to do. He's just there. And he doesn't fill the captain role as much as
I mean,
like
I didn't
him to.
say that he has to start.
I know.
I feel like the signing was a good signing, but maybe
So,
not money-wise, but yeah.
like you were saying, with the no fluidity in the midfield, I mean, we just, like you said, we don't see that in our team at all. Like, something that we were talking about at the game. There's just no off-the-ball movement. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's just stretching wide away from the ball or making a run, you know what I mean? Like a pointless run down the field. There's no movement. There's nobody. There's no rotation. There's no passing triangles. There's nobody trying to find the free man. You know, when these teams press so high, there's always going to be a free man. There's always going to be a free man, especially with the way we play with getting Pedro involved because he's good at his feet.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a free man. So it's just about slowing the game down in your head and playing simple football in reality. And we would be so much further effective than we are currently. But we can't do that.
Again, a tactical thing, because you'll see us move the ball around, and then people start to move. They won't move until the ball is moved, if that makes sense. Where you'd probably hope to see people drop in before the ball's being moved to create more space.
That's fully an IQ thing, too.
Yeah.
The player has to have the IQ of knowing where to move, when to move, how to move. But
again, how much
off
is
the
that
ball,
tactically what's his name? Oscar just wants them to stay in that position.
I mean, if that could be a part of it, but also at some point on the field, you got to see that this isn't working. And if you're not moving and you know you're not moving, then you just kind of have to take it over and move. And then if we actually play better and we score, and Oscar sees that moving works,
yeah,
then
I mean, I watched Leeds and Leicester today, 2 bottom-of-the-table Premier League teams. One of them is most likely going back down this year to the Championship. But the fluidity and the movement that you see at that level in the midfield, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You see McKinney getting forward from left to right, like a true box-to-box 8. Like, that's something we're really missing. Junior Urso type player. You know what I mean? And I think we haven't figured out how to cope with the loss of that type of player.
that's like our version of losing Sadio Mane.
Yeah.
It's like you didn't realize what you had when you had it.
Until it's gone.
Yeah.
Well, I think Dagger Dan would do that perfectly. but-
Junior's way more physical.
I mean, I would agree, but I think he could do it better than Mo. And so you're going to have to put Mo. We like to play the 4-2-3-1, right? So you got to have that 6, 8.
Well,
and
at
10.
this point, we've played back-to-back games and
And
3/5 back.
But you were saying.
But then you have Dagger Dan. Then you're going to, if you aren't going to play Mauricio and you're going to keep him off, then you're going to have to bring in Ojeda or Facundo to the number 10, which is not their dominant position. Because in the offseason, you want to sign 25 wingers, but no depth at attacking midfield, which we've been lacking for the last 3 years. And in his systems that he likes to play, the 4-2-3-1, you need a number 10 like that, and Mauricio's just not it right now.
Yeah.
There's some shit. He's a fucking donut.
All right, so to wrap it up, let's do high lows for the first time this
Hold on,
season.
wait, before we move to that,
High lows.
To
Top one,
top
bottom
one,
two.
bottom two.
Yeah.
We're so inconsistent with that. In the Discord, someone was asking for alternate coach options. We kind of went through that on the Patreon, but I just wanted to bring up the point of Tata Martino.
I'd fucking take him, bro.
yeah,
At this point, yes.
At least he played.
Huh?
In the MLS, you're going to need to play offensively because all teams can score on like
Whoever, yeah.
even good defenses.
Maybe not SKC, but
Okay. They're like but like even I hate to say this, but when he was in Atlanta, the way he just attacked was
relentless.
relentless
yeah.
all the time. And we have the players to do it. So if we had a coach that had that mindset coming in, I feel like our defense is good enough to just play how they know and let him just craft our offense, and I think he could do it.
I mean, yeah, Tata Martino, obviously, like, that's a great option, but just to hold on to Oscar because we don't know who we want, like, when Patrick Vieira is still out there without a job, Thierry Henry could be given a job. Brandon Rogers could come in here and probably do better than what we have right now. You got Bielsa still without a job. Like, there's names out there.
So most of those are too big for us, though.
That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Gerard too.
Stevie G.
Even Gerard's like it's just
It's-
a dream, though.
It's tougher for us, but when some of these managers have now been out of a job for almost a year, over a year, some of them, if we come in, offer them a good contract with good money for them to resurrect their career type of thing, I think you could bring somebody like a Patrick Vieira back to this level. You could bring a Stevie G to this level. Like Bielsa is obviously a reach, but just to say, like, there's quality out there in the manager pool that we can find and we can sign.
But Tata Martino is a quality manager, too.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's coached Mexico and Atlanta, so for all of us, that's just not the best background, but
He's
at
a
this
winner.
point, I'm taking him.
Damn better than Oscar.
Give me Phil Neville.
No.
No. That's somebody I will not take.
Maybe Michael Carrick
I mean,
Michael Carrick.
doing wonders.
we fumbled it. We should have got Vincent Company when we had the chance
Yeah.
before he got noticed. But all right, yeah, top one, bottom two, because we suck.
All right, top 1-on-1. Ready?
Hold
Three.
on. Let me think.
Do you really have to think about this?
Oh, no. Sorry. No, I forgot we scored a goal.
3, 2, 1.
Duncan
Big
McGuire.
dog.
What a guy.
Honorable mention to Pedro.
Honorable mention to Pedro.
Conceded 3. No.
No, yeah, what the fuck?
No, Pedro's always just
How much of that is his fault?
Pedro's just always an honorable mention because he still plays for our club.
That's fair, but in this game, no. Not even close to an honorable mention.
Honorable mention to OC Fan TV for consistently going out there every single week and
Right. I'd be at the pubs drinking during games if it wasn't for this. Because I'm
consistently
piss
going
me
out
off.
there collecting reactions. I'm not going to say the entire fan base because the bickering is fucking childish and annoying. So grow up.
I just
Bro.
want to give I'm sorry to Janssen, Felipe, and Dagger Dan. I'm sorry for yelling at you guys when you came over and clapped the wall.
You're such a dickhead, man.
Bro, I'm so tired of
No, you're
everything.
just a dickhead.
No. In the moment, I feel like I had to yell at someone.
Make it
And-
Oscar.
Well, if he would come over to the wall
He's too
sometimes,
scared?
maybe I fucking would. But sorry.
Another
was
honorable
not me.
mention to
That's
Joe
forward.
Douglas,
Oh, shut up.
resurrecting the Jets.
Not resurrecting the Jets. He's putting you in the grave. You just gave away your future for a quarterback that's going to be there for 2 years.
Ironic,
Not going to
isn't
win you
it?
shit.
Ironic, isn't it?
He
Yeah.
gave us
Coming
a
from the
Super Bowl.
Bucks.
He's not gonna win you shit.
Yeah, until
We'll
Aaron
see.
Rodgers goes into another dark basement.
Does drugs for 3 days straight in the dark.
If it's a Super Bowl, it's a Super Bowl.
It's not. You're not gonna win a Super Bowl, mate.
We'll see about that, Chief.
Before we log off,
Bottom two?
No.
Dumbass?
Yes. All right. Bottom two. Go ahead. Apologies. Forgot we do
So bottom two, my first is going to be Ramiro Enrique. Came on, didn't look great, didn't really get involved in the game that much, and then to come on and concede the way you conceded. Like, I get it, you're not a big man, you're not going to body anybody in the box, but to just get beat to the ball and not even to try to put the man off, you got to be better there. You got to be better there. The other bottom one, yeah,
The Big O.
Oscar definitely takes it. Honorable mention is going to go to Caesar. He had a not a great performance. His passing was off. He didn't seem to find those passes to break the lines like he typically does. Seemed like the game was going too fast for him, unfortunately. Which obviously we don't say a lot about him, but and then yeah, like you said, the real culprit is our manager Oscar Perea.
All right. I'm going Oscar, and then I'm going both Schlegel and Robin Johnson. They were getting bodied all night long.
And
I think,
Benteke made them their bitch.
yeah, and I think Antonio Carlos is the only one that won a aerial duel.
According to Football
all.
View, was 3 of 4 on aerial duels. Robin was 0 of 4, and then Schlegel was 2 of 5 or something.
2 of 5.
Still, they got bodied all night long, and you can't do that,
Got to be better.
especially against Benteke. You can't let him do that all match long to you. Every ball they would play, he would just bring down, find a player, and they would have a chance. It was like elementary school shit. Like, if he's doing that to you that long, just fucking put a shoulder in him or something. Just let him know you're there, because all night he was just
To be
doing
fair,
whatever he
though,
wanted.
He's experienced in that though.
I agree, but
So like
if you don't do if you don't do anything to him, he's going to continue to do the same shit. So try something at least. I said,
you or me.
I mean, I'll go if you want.
Go ahead.
I mean, I pointed out to Kanata. It's got to be the Big O, Oscar Pereira.
What is the big O? Why did
So I
this
went like
start?
that, trying to get him to say Oscar.
Hard.
So that's a big O, isn't it?
It's a medium-sized O.
Isn't it?
In it.
Compared to the O's back there, that's a big O.
Okay, go ahead.
Asshole. Tactically not good enough for the second straight month. So yeah, on top of last season and apparently him losing the dressing room after the semifinal of the Open Cup last year. It's not looking bright for him. It's time to go. Other one, everyone. At this point, like, it's just not good enough, except for Duncan. I'll give him that. He fucking runs his heart out. I'll give him that.
hopefully he's good. But can I say one more thing? So Oscar Pereira, right? Everyone's like, oh, he brought us from the ground or whatever. Though I feel like the only good thing he's done was the MLS back tournament.
MLS is back.
We were actually playing good football, and then they're like, "Oh, we finished our best that year." We fucking should have playing Atlanta, which were in the mud at that time, or Atlanta, Miami, and I think Nashville was the other team. We played like 9-10 games that season because it was the regional shit, and that's our best performance. Then we play the rest of the league, and we finish I think it's 6th and 7th or 5th. We just played like shit, so we just steady decline.
How much of that came down to Nani and DK too?
a lot.
A lot. If we didn't have Nani, bro, oh my god.
All right, sir.
I don't know. Other than Duncan, I'm just gonna say everyone. I really can't pick. I'm at the point where like I'm there at those games, but I already know what's coming, so I'm just out of it. So sometimes I'm sitting there trying to break it down so I have something to talk about on the pod, but at this point I'm just depressed to be in those stands, and I don't know. Yeah. It's just bad.
Chelsea and Orlando City
Okay.
just doing you in this year, like Arsenal and Orlando City did me in
I'm
for
over
years. So, all right, sir, did you have something to say?
Yeah. To the people on Twitter that want to hate on the fans in both the wall and just the normal seats that were clapping Ruan off the pitch as he got subbed off while my stomach just asked for food. Why? Like, what? Why can't we clap a former player that did pretty decent for our club over his whole tenure off? Like, the reasoning on Twitter that I saw was, oh, maybe that's part of the reason why the atmosphere of the stadium is so bad and we don't get a bunch of fans anymore, and that's why we're losing and we're shit. No, because we clapped one player off the pitch that was, I think he had at least 100 caps for us, 100 matches played for us. Like, I'm sorry that we're not playing well right now, but it's not because we're clapping former players off the pitch. It's because of the man that's sitting in the manager box running shit tactics. Don't get pissed because we clap former players off the pitch and respect them. That was something for me, because if you're trying to blame that, like, how many straws do you have to reach for before you realize it's the manager? It makes no sense.
And to make a little bit more sense, we never actually got to say goodbye to him too, because
Yeah.
that was like a
Random
we're
trade
like, what the fuck?
right before the draft.
Yeah.
It's that, and it's like the bickering, like I was saying, within the wall, within the fan base and stuff like that. We're all frustrated. We all are. Like, losing sucks, man. Losing in the fashion that we do sucks even worse.
Over and over and over again, right in front of your face at home. Yeah.
It's like I tweeted today, quality without results is pointless, and results without quality is boring. So we are literally in the middle of both of that right now. So it's like the tension within this fan base is high, and I feel like everybody's trying to find a reason to say this is what's going on.
Yes, but clapping a former player off is where we've gotten.
It's just
laughable.
the tension is so high, and we're at a tipping point. It's the truth. You know what I mean? The club is at a tipping point. It's a turning point for us. Are we going to become one of the top names in MLS history, or are we just going to go and be another mediocre team that just exists in this league?
Oscar's taking us back down there.
We're at a tipping point, man. Like, we won our first major trophy, and we had a chance this year with our signings to come in and really put the league on fucking notice.
But no.
So
Should have. We really should have.
it's it really comes down to, and play this clip in the fucking locker room. Who do you want to be? You know what I mean? Who do you want to be? As a fan base, as a team, as a manager, who do you want to be? That's the question I pose to everybody. Do we want to be remembered and part of this league's history? Or do we just want to be somebody that exists and goes to games and just talks on OC Fan TV after? Like, we're at a point, man. It's time to make a
Nothing wrong
decision.
with talking about OC Fan TV.
No,
We're
of
talking
course.
about OC.
But, we're at a point. You got to make a decision as a club.
Both.
Both.
Well,
If you like what you heard here, make sure that you hit that like button, turn on that notification bell, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It definitely helps us out a lot. If you like the content here, make sure you check out our Twitter at OCFanTV22, our Instagram at OCFanTV, our TikTok at OCFanTV. If you're watching us, you found us. If you're listening to us, then you found us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever the hell you're listening to us on. Stay tuned, because we may have some big OC Fan TV news coming out in the next couple of weeks, possibly. Just know that you guys are making a difference. You guys are helping us out a ton. So continue to share out our content. Continue to like everything. You're putting the algorithms in the right spots, and we're getting seen by the right people. So thank you guys, without telling you what we're talking about, because nothing's confirmed yet. But we've got some big steps, big things coming out in the future, hopefully. But yeah, this has been
Don't-
another episode.
Wait, don't switch it to me really quick. This is what we'll end it on. Bibbity boppity, get
Let's
Oscar
go
the fuck out of my
Jets.
club.